Hello everyone and welcome to the Carcode YouTube channel. If you're new here, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload a new video. Today I am at Lake District Audi and I'm going to be reviewing this, the updated facelifted Audi A3. This one in the showroom being the Saloon Black Edition top of the range model. I'm going to go through some of the design element changes and giving it a full review to see what I think of the updated Audi A3. The main changes on the A3 facelift are to the front of the car. As the name suggests, it's a facelift. The headlights are flatter design and everything has a bit more of a wider presence, including this front grille. Instead of a honeycomb, it's kind of got this different sort of shape to it, arrow sort of shape, more plastic on the grille. I do quite like the pre-facelift grille, maybe a bit better. The badge now is more visible as well, rather than being integrated into the grille, it's just slightly above it for a bolder look. On the Sport model, this is in a lighter colour, and on the S-Line and the Black Edition, you can see the badging is slightly darker, so less of a contrast from the background. I think the lighter colour works better than the darker one, because then you can see the badge a little bit better, but overall a good sporty look to the front of the vehicle. They've smoothed out this section here at the top as well, just for a cleaner, sleeker look. But like I say, I think the pre-facelift has a sportier edge to it and still really looks up to date. But this is a nice design overall, just has a wider presence. This has got the Matrix LED headlights on there, and you've got different daytime running light signatures that you can choose from as well. Sport model coming with LED headlights, but they're not the Matrix ones like this. The Matrix ones are standard on S-Line and on Black Edition, and then Matrix Plus with more clever technology and more signatures up here are on the Technology Pack Pro. And now a quick look at this. This is the S3 facelift. This looks really good. This is the Black Edition model, and you've got Vorsprung as well. Again, as applies with the A3, you've got the new grille here. I think this looks really good on the S3 and works very well. This is the flagship car, which the S-Lines take inspiration from. Yes, they look a lot better with these openings open for air intake rather than them being closed off. And it starts to make a bit more sense why they've gone in this direction with the grille. You've got the darker badge on this one as well. I think in blue, this car works very well, but I think if I was to go for the performance model, I'd definitely go for the Python yellow, just to have something that stands out a little bit more than this. There are quite a few different colour and customisation options available on the A3 facelift. As standard, you get this Arcona solid white paintwork, which really suits the look of the car. You can also opt for the brilliant black solid as well on the Sport model. Either or, the solid paintworks are free. If you want metallic paintwork, it starts from £595 and you've got a whole array of different colours to choose from. My favourites being the Python yellow and the more expensive Ascari blue. The Ascari blue is only available though on the S-Line and the Black Edition model. It's not available on the base Sport model. I just thought I'd show you on this e-tron GT the Ascari blue, which is now available on the A3. It's £895 option, so I've got expensive taste. That was the Navara blue on the S3 that I showed you, but this is slightly lighter. It's a little bit like the Anemone blue on the 8.5 Golf, a bit of an indigo tinge to it, really stunning colour. My favourite colour on the pre-facelift was Atoll Blue. They got rid of it on the pre-facelift before that ended, and it's not come to this one, unfortunately. There's no Turbo Blue as well, so a few colours that would have been nice to see. We do have a new District Green, which is very fitting as we are in the Lake District, so there's plenty of options to choose from. I'm going to move on to the alloy wheels now, and there is a few new options of wheels as well. On the Sport model, it starts with 17-inch alloy wheels. On the Sport, all the wheels are just standard alloys, they're not diamond cut. You can go for the standard wheels, which are just a 5-spoke design. The parallel spokes for £150, I like those, they look really great. Or you can go for the W-spoke wheels, which are a £480 option. All quite similar, and I think the standard wheels look nice. It's a nice change from previously. They started with 16-inch alloys on the Technic model, but that base model has now left the range. Moving on to the S-Line models, you get 18-inch wheels as standard, the 5-rotor arm design. You can also get new wheels, which are in graphite grey, 18-inch diamond cut look. They're free of charge and they look excellent. If you pay £150, you can get the 5 Y-spoke design, which are kind of like a zigzag wheel in graphite grey, diamond cut. They look excellent. They were available on the pre-facelift and they're definitely my favourite. Or you can get black metallic Y-spokes, so they're like the same zigzag ones, for a £585 option if you want that all blacked out look. On the S-Line Black Edition, there's 2 wheels available. There's these matte diamond cut look. They do look nice, or you can pay £250 and get the gloss wheels, which has a bit of a more aggressive design. The 19-inch wheels are all on the Black Edition, so you have 19s on that car. You can't get a smaller wheel. So I think the S-Line's probably the best car to go for, going to be the most popular one. Although the sport model is quite good, especially when you add the options on it. On this S3 Black Edition, you get these diamond cut 19-inch alloys, which look great. You can also opt for the 19-inch S-Design wheels, which are standard on the Vorsprung S3. But these are so nice. It's a shame they couldn't have them on the S-Line model, but they've got to keep some things for the true performance ones, right? Even though I love the normal standard cars and I'm not really afford a performance car, I definitely think this car has enough of those extra features and design elements and obviously all that power to make people maybe think, maybe I'll go splash out and go for an S3 rather than an A3 S-Line. But both cars have got really great looks. I think the facelift benefits the performance models more than it does the normal A3. You can get some great nearly new A3s out there for quite a big saving off the list price, and you're not going to feel shortchanged of features because they're very well equipped anyway. As before, the A3 is available in the 5-door Sportback hatchback, or it's available as a 4-door saloon as seen here. The 5-door Sportback is definitely the more popular model, what most people generally go for. The saloon's nice as well, the fact that you've got that, and of course it's one of the only ones in the Volkswagen group, with Seat, Cupra and Volkswagen not having a saloon version of their version of this car. So there's no saloon Leon, there's no saloon Golf, as they used to have the Jetta, but that was years ago, they got rid of that. Nice that you've got that option in a Volkswagen group car to have a small saloon car and you have that sleek look. I personally do prefer the hatch though, just for that extra practicality, and I like the look of that one more. To the rear of the car, the design changes are a little bit more subtle than to the front of the car. They've changed this lower diffuser section, so there was sort of like inserts for the exhaust, which there kind of still is, like fake exhaust sections, but they've just smoothed out the design overall. Simplified, which may mean it'll age a bit more gracefully than the pre-facelift. The actual taillights are the same on the outside, they've just changed the interior signatures of them. I'll show you the indicators now. You can see the full effect of the taillights a bit better now, with the Audi sequential indicators looking really good. They're in 2 sections, just so seamless and just a really nice look. You've got these arrow style little elements as well inside, again adding to the wideness look of a car. They've just gone for a little bit more of an aggressive sporty design, which looks really good. You can clearly see that the S-Line models take inspiration from the full fat S models. So this has got the quad exhaust in black, the gloss black diffuser again, it looks incredible. The S-Line's a watered down version basically of the full S cars, having really nice sporty elements but not quite pulling it off like this would. But of course you're paying a lot more for that better engine and more power. It's still great though that you can have a standard engine with a car that looks very sporty with the S-Line and the S-Line Black Editions as well. So this looks incredible. This diffuser's split in here as well. Oh, that's the sensor for the boot there. This one's got an electric boot as well. So this is the boot of the S3 here. This one's got an electric tailgate. It's got the same 380 litres as the pre-facelift did. So that's great. You've got a split level floor as well. Tire inflation kit is standard, what most cars are like nowadays. So it's not a big issue. For a hatchback, it's kind of the class standard is a Volkswagen Golf, which is the exact same 380 litres, so really not bad at all. Same as what we saw before, your normal warning triangle in here, and then this one being electric as well. On a small hatch, which is never really heavy, electric tailgate isn't a needed feature, but just adds again to the premium feel. The body and everything is exactly the same as the pre-facelift model. That means that in the boot, on the saloon model, you get 425 litres of space, which is very impressive. It's nice and wide. Obviously, in a saloon, you lose the height. That's where you miss out on a bit of space. Because it's slightly longer, you do get more litres in the saloon boot. compared to the hatchback. The saloon gives you the same 425 litres of boot space as previously, and the hatch gives you the same 380 that we had previously as well. But the saloon has a little bit more litres of space, and that's good to know that even though you're getting a slightly different, maybe sporty design to some, you're still getting a big enough boot. It's the height where you're going to miss out on, and I think the hatch works better for most people. You've got your warning triangle in here, which is nice. One thing to note on the saloon is you do not have a rear wiper. So if you do want a rear wiper, if that's important to you, it's best to go for the hatchback, and that gives you that more practicality. The boot, that's a better shape really, and then the rear wiper as well. In terms of rear space, the saloon does give you a lot more leg room actually. That's because the car's around 15 centimeters longer than the hatch. You do have more of a sloping roofline though, so you've got a little bit less headroom. You can see here, you've got the center armrest, very good quality. 2 cup holders in here. The seats are nice and sculpted and comfortable for passengers. The seats have actually stayed the same from the pre-facelift. Inside, the A3 has been tweaked slightly just to give it a slightly more modern feel. So you've got a larger digital dials which look really great, nice and clear. Audi's done a very good job displaying everything. You've got the same volume switch, and you've got this center console section here with quite a lot of gloss black, which I'm not a huge fan of, but they've not plastered it all over the cabin. You've got fabric on the dash now as well, which I do quite like, and it's a nice soft touch, which is great. The stitched dash at the top, and then the same Lamborghini style vent up here, which I really like, matching on each side. On the technology pack, you now got a Sonos sound system rather than a Bang & Olufsen sound system. On my dad's old Q4 e-tron, that had a Sonos sound system, and it was generally very good. So this isn't a bad thing, and I should expect they're probably very similar systems inside. Nothing is too distracting or in your face. Everything is where you'd want it to be. You also have physical climate controls, which is a great thing for lots of people prefer that. You can easily control the air, the fan speed. Everything is so easy to control. You've got your heated seats. So that's really great that you've got that. You've got the center infotainment screen, 10 inches, pretty much the same as before. They've just upgraded some bits inside to make it a bit more responsive, etc. But this all looks modern. I really like the integrated screen in the A3, the fact that it's not sitting up very high. A lot of people are going to get along with this screen much better than in the new Golf, and also in the new Seat Leon and Cooper Leons, because they stick out a lot. This gives a lot more of a premium, sophisticated, understated design, and also is more user-friendly as well, allowing you to keep your eyes on the road. This does have the technology pack on it that gives you adaptive cruise control, etc. That is still on a stalk underneath rather than on the steering wheel. However, you do get used to that soon enough, and you will be used to that already if you do drive Audis. Like I said before, you've got a dark headlining in this one. On a sport model, it is a lighter headlining. On Technology Pack Pro, you get a panoramic sunroof, glass roof, which is really nice. So this S3 has got the Technology Pack Pro included with the pan roof. It's just like a small roof section here. The Technology Pack Pro though isn't cheap. On Sport, it's £5 short of £5,000. And on S-Line and Black Editions, it's just under £4,400. So no, it's not a cheap option, but it gives you plenty of equipment. You've got the button to just bring the camera up as well. It's very clear, very good quality, and that's on the Technology Pack. The Technology Pack isn't standard on any model. You do have to opt £1,500 for that. And like I said, the Technology Pack Pro ranges between £4,400 and £5,000. Overall, it feels quite similar to the pre-facelift, just slightly tweaked to be a little bit more up to date with the biggest instrument dials. This is the flat bottom S-Line steering wheel, and as standard on most of them, you get a fully round steering wheel. The flat bottom wheel definitely looks better in my opinion. If you've got very long legs, it'll give you a little bit more space as well than the full round wheel, so that's great. Obviously on the S-Line and the S-Line Black Edition, you get the perforated leather, which is really lovely. The round centre hub on the wheel as well is the same. But this is a fully round steering wheel on this S3. I prefer the flat bottom, definitely. It feels a bit big, the fully round wheel, but you can get a flat bottom steering wheel. Not a cheap vehicle at all, but it definitely has that special feel, 100%, and nice that you don't have to have a massive big SUV or huge car to have that sportiness. This is a true hot hatch. You can see this has got the diamond stitch, full black leather. You feel a little bit more premium in the performance model, but in either or, they both have a nice feel. They could have a little bit more hints of colour, pops, a bit more fun, but it just feels premium all in all the modern features. Sonos sound system again. The engines have changed slightly on the A3 facelift, so the 30 TFSI is now a 1.5 TFSI engine rather than the 1 litre TFSI engine. So they're all 1.5 4 cylinders, which will give you that smoother feel, especially at higher speeds, and keep those revs down, which is excellent for your fuel economy, and also just gives it that bigger, more premium car feel. Of course, if you do want the 1 litre TFSI, you can go for the smaller Audi A1. So as standard, the 30 TFSI model has 116 PS, which is around 114 brake horsepower. This has got the 35 TFSI engine, which is the 1.5 engine again, but it's got 148 brake horsepower or 150 PS. You can still get diesel as well. That's the 35 TDI, and that's got the same output, 148 brake horsepower. The diesel is only available with the 7-speed S-tronic gearbox, whereas the petrols are available with the choice of a 6-speed manual or the 7-speed S-tronic, which is excellent. A plug-in hybrid will be coming later on, as we had with the pre-facelift, which is great. Although there isn't any mild hybrids as of yet, like you do get on the cousin car, the Volkswagen Golf. And we have a far beefier looking engine, being the 2 litre TFSI rather than a 1.5. The engine cover with the red elements just looks really cool, very sporty looking, and yeah, it's all neatly done. They've done a great job with this. They always do. How they package everything looks great. Everything's easy to access and see as well. Of course, 333 PS is plenty of power. That is excellent. To all 4 wheels being quattro. And the great thing about these cars, they feel very planted on the road. Whether it's an A3 or an S3 will feel even more so, of course, being quattro. They feel really nice. If you do want an all-wheel drive, you do have to go for the S3. You've got a gas strut again, which is nice. It is welcome changes, and having that 4-cylinder petrol engine as standard is a really great addition. On Volkswagen, if you go for an R-Line model, you have to get the higher output engine. This one, you can still get an engine with lower output to keep your insurance costs down, but still have the sporty look that you want. You've got a hydraulic strut on here as well, 3 different engines, and then you've got the choice of manual or automatic. All of the performance models are automatic, so you can't get a manual transmission with them, as is the same with the Golf again on the GTI and on the Golf R. They both have that principle as well. I think it would be a good idea to have a manual transmission option on one of the 2 litre TSI engines. Then it would compete with the Civic Type R. But these are like rockets anyway. 4.7 to 0 to 60 is very quick, compared to 9.8 on the slower 1.5 and the 8.4 on the faster 1.5 normal A3. So it's a true performance car. It starts at just under £45,000. All-wheel drive, it's essentially Audi's Golf R with 333 PS, the new setup with the 2 litre TFSI turbocharged petrol. Looks really good. I have to admit, I think I do prefer the S3 to the Golf R and the A3 to the Golf as well. Just in terms of the interior, how everything's laid out, etc. Do pay a little bit more for those extra sporty looks, but you get a lot of that money back. If you just look at the residual values of these, they're very good. They keep their values very well. Even compared to the Volkswagen Golf, you will be getting more money at the end with this, even if you're putting a little bit more money in. But I think overall you will enjoy the Audi experience. I like the infotainment screen much more. Lots of the things, how they're laid out, just makes a lot more sense. So that was my quick review on the Audi A3 facelift. Big thank you to Lake District Audi for making this video possible. All of their links will be in the description down below. Overall, it's basically just a refresh, just to make it look a little bit more modern, a little bit of updated technology inside, and slightly different engines with the lower end 30 TFSI no longer being the 1 litre, being the 1.5 now instead. The same change we've seen with the Volkswagen Golf. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to subscribe for future car reviews. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.